All right, so beta, today we'll be covering chapter number 5, working with layers. In your last class also, we have learned the basic or what are layers we have already learned in the last chapter. Layers are basically the transparent sheets on which we are going to put our objects. Okay, one object can be placed on one layer, that layer can be locked so that whenever we are working with other objects, these layers are not hampered at all. Okay, so that means that layers are basically the stacked surfaces on which we can keep our data. Okay, so if I am defining the layer, please look on page number 58 in your book, everyone. Layers are like transparent sheets that can hold objects and are stacked on top of each other. Layers are useful while developing big animation movie because beta, in one animation movie as a whole, you have so many objects are working here and there, so you have to deal with so many animations. So these animations, like one object can be animated on one layer, then other on the different layer, and these all will work in together. Like we can take example of your PBLs. Okay, supposedly PBL in your class in 7C and D, then what I'll do, I'll just supposedly I have 4 chapters. What I'll do, beta, I'll just bifurcate the topics to each one of you, and once you are giving the PBLs, in turn, whole 4 chapters will be revised. Okay, so when I have to cover or finish 4 different chapters all together, what I can do, I can just divide the things and give it to different people, so that whenever I'm playing the whole thing, that means whenever every student will give their PBL, my whole 4 chapters will be covered. Okay, now in this chapter we have to learn how to select a layer. So we have already seen that on the left hand panel in your timeline you have this layer section. So on whatever layer you have to go, you have to click over there, and you will find a navigation controller icon there only, which will have a keyframe kind of black dot. Next is renaming a layer. So you might have renamed many files in your computer till now. So renaming a layer is just like that. You just have to right click on any layer. A new context menu will appear, which will show you how to rename. Okay. Now, if you have to add a new layer, then what you have to do, you just have to click on the insert, then you have to click on the timeline, and then a new layer will be inserted. Okay, so this was about how to rename and how to add a new layer in your Animate CC. All right. So if you have to change the order of layer, okay, now imagine that there are 2 students and one student is saying, ma'am, my PBL is not prepared. Please give me extra 5 minutes. And in the meantime, you can take PBL of the other child. So for this, what you can do, beta, so you can reorder. Okay. So in the same case, you can reorder your layers as well. Okay, for this you just have to drag and hold it from its place to where you want to place it, and it will be placed. Next is hide and show a layer. This is on page number 60, children. When you have to hide the contents of the layer, if you don't want to see all the layers all together, then what you will do, you just have to click on the eye icon. There will be this eye kind of thing on your layer. If you will just click over there, your the objects that you have already placed in one layer will be hidden. Okay, and if you want to see that again, you again have to click there only, and it will be visible. Next is locking a layer. Locking a layer is a very important point when you are, dealing with so many objects, because sometimes what happens is if we are making the changes in layer 3, by default the objects of layer 2 gets. Okay, so you can lock a layer so that the objects are untagged. Whatever changes you have done will be untagged, will be saved, and they will not be changed. Okay. Next is beta, creating an animation with multiple layers. So it's just a case study where we have a building, in front of it there will be a train kind of, or there can be a vehicle, it can be a car as well, that is required to be placed. So you don't have to learn all these steps. Okay, so you just have to know that if you are creating a whole story, why to take this example only, children, you can see that suppose you are creating that simple story of, mountains, rivers, and some birds flying in the sky, a sun is there. Okay, so imagine that layers, in different layers you are keeping all these stuff. Like in one layer you have all the mountains, in one layer you have the rivers, in one layer you have the sun, in one layer you have the birds flying over the mountains. Okay, so this is how you can create the animations, and rest nothing you have to do. So these steps of page number 60, 61, and page number 62, so these steps you don't have to learn. You should know what is happening in the topic, but these steps you don't have to cram. Okay. Now next topic is what is masking. Masking means, like, see, just imagine those masks which are available in some, roadside sellers are selling. There are these masks where some holes are there, maybe for eyes and nose, in order so that the person can breathe properly, can look properly. Okay, so just imagine that mask in your head when you are learning this topic. So once we are, learning this masking in animate, that means there will be something come on the animation. Okay, so that means masking is a way to selectively hide and display. Okay, just imagine beta, like see, right now I'm just covering it. Okay, I'm covering my face, and I'm only showing this eye. Okay, or maybe I'm showing this nose only. Okay, so masking is basically a particular technique with which you can selectively hide few details and show few details in animate CC. All right, the mask layer contains a mask item that can be filled, shape, a typed object. That means whatever you want to hide you can hide. Like in simple mask, supposedly I am wearing a mask of maybe Narendra Modi ji, because these were available a few days back. Okay, so the eyes can be visible, and some for breathing there is some area that is there in place of nose. Okay, so that means that mask has this feature is that has this technique to selectively, you know display something, like the eyes and the nose part will be displayed. Okay, and the other things will be hidden. So that is same like your masking. Okay, so here in masking also you don't have to learn these steps. In MCQ questions you will be receiving only the, you should have the idea of this particular technique. Okay, I may ask that what is that technique that will help you to selectively hide and display the content on a layer. So you should be knowing that it is masking effect. Okay, so these things you have to learn, and the steps you don't have to cram. Okay, so next is beta, when you have to use the onion skins. Okay, you all might have seen the tracing paper in your life. You all have seen tracing paper, right? So what does the tracing paper do? Tracing paper, if I keep that tracing paper on a drawing or on something on a place, then what will happen? It will I can see the whatever scenery is beneath that paper. I can easily see that. I can see. So that is the case of your onion skin. Okay. So I'll be teaching you onion skin and onion skin outline all together. Just imagine the transparent sheet. Okay, so onion skin outline will give you only the outline of thing. Like suppose this my lens, I'm wearing specs right now, and just imagine that this lens is onion skin. You are able to see my eye. Okay, if you are able to see whole area under this lens, that is known as onion skin. And if you are able to see only the outline of my eye, not the whole thing, that is known as onion skin outline. Is it clear? So in your outlines we will be able to see that, okay, outline hai, that means able to see ki, theek hai, there is something. Okay, but if you are using the onion skin feature, then whole object will can be seen all together. Okay, now let me give you example of this. Suppose a cat is there. Okay, on a drawing of cat I'm putting the onion skin feature. So if I'm using onion skin, I'll be able to see the cat's nose, cat's eyes, lips of cat, and then the the marks on the skin of cat. Supposedly there are some marks of brownish color, or there are some moustache of your cat. So I'll be able to see everything. But if I'm using the onion skin outline, then I will only be able to see that a cat is there, only the outline is there. As you can see on page number 65 in your book, children, in figure 5.23, you can see elephant. The eyes also are visible. Okay, in your if you are doing something like in onion skin, you can see whole elephant is seen. Okay, so that is your onion skin. Okay, and here you can see beta, in on next page also in figure 5.25, the elephant is there, and just behind the elephant few images are there, they are blurred. So they are, that means it is showing that this elephant was kept in different layers, and you have applied the onion skin effect in that. Okay, and you have to remember all the recap points. Let me read it for you once. Layers are like multiple transparent sheets that can hold objects and are stacked on top of each other. An active layer is highlighted in the timeline and is indicated by the keyframe navigator controller icon. The order of layers in the timeline determines the order of objects, and you can reorder also, I told you. Okay, in Animate, masking is a way to selectively hide and display the contents of a layer, as well as onion skin feature allows you to the faint ghost images. That means some blurred images like your tracing paper does for you, that is in the physical form. And in your Animate CC, like just like your tracing paper, we have the onion skin feature. All right, please go through all the book exercises. Okay, then in the next class, while revising this chapter, we'll be doing this exercise questions also, so that you have an idea what kind of questions can be framed. Okay.